Good afternoon. This is Dr. Bonsai, Dr. Bonsai's Meme Emporium, back again with another part of Halo Flashpoint Wave 2, Fireteam Cerberus. So these guys are basically different versions of the Spartans that you got in the original box. Also, they're adding a lot of different weapons that we didn't see in that initial box as well. So as you can see, we get Spartan CQB, a Spartan Hazop, a Spartan Gungnir, and a Spartan JFO. Each with these new weapons that we haven't seen on the models or on a stat card outside of, pickups. So these models don't come in the red or blue of the original core set, and I think that's just simply a boon for players that don't want to screw with painting for the main set. So let's take a look at each of these. This is the Spartan. Let's actually crack open the paperwork so I can tell people what I'm talking about with some authority. All right, here we go. So this is the Spartan CQB. He's got huge sprint value. He's kind of slow-ish on just a simple move activation. 5 hit points, pretty respectable. 2 shields, imposing. That's a new keyword, I think. So he's got a gravity hammer, and he wants to introduce you to it. It's odd that he has a gravity hammer and a combat in his fist. That makes sense. So yeah, that represents, like, if you ever played Halo, and you can smash somebody in the face with the stock of the gravity hammer without having to use it. Use the energy part of it so you can save power. And then next you have Spartan Hazop, which only has 4 hit points. More of a standard movement profile, 2/3, 2 shields, flight, so he can fly. Interesting. And he's got a spike rifle. So there's that. And then we have Spartan Gungnir with one of the coolest weapons I think they added to Halo, which is the break action grenade launcher. M319. I know the utility for a lot of players when you were playing Halo wasn't there, but I just like the fact that you just drop a grenade in the middle of a bunch of grunts. They would go all over the place, and then you would hear it crack open. It's like, satisfying. So, but looks really good. Details really sharp. The stat card, nothing to write home about. He's guarded, he's stable, and he's a Tactician 1. Okay, so Tactician 1 means that you get an extra command dice when you're rolling for, if you include him in your team. And of course, this car seems like it's formatted to support more the War Games expansion than they were the standard one. And what I'm going to do is, when I get to the War Games expansion, I'm going to kind of look at those cards side by side. And then you have Spartan JFO. So he's got target locator. Now this guy, you look at him and it's like, wow. So it's a long use, so that means it takes 2 activations, and then it's only 2 use, which means, okay, after I use this, I'm down to my fist. So this is really a guy that benefits from, 1, the War Games expansion, and 2, the main rules of how the game works itself, by where a Spartan runs around and will pick up a weapon from one of the weapon drops on the table. So he's going to be that guy that benefits the most from that. Although I don't know why they gave him the weapon as his primary, as opposed to giving it to him as giving it to us as just like a pickup, because I feel like that makes more sense. So again, looks really good. Kind of derpy that he doesn't even have combat knife. He just is using his fists, and he's got the target locator, which is kind of an odd set of choices to make. And again, with any of these Halo miniatures, the figures do have kind of a greasy feel to them. That's the best way I can describe it. Basically, they have this mold release stuff on them from when they go in the PVC molds, and basically they degrease the molds. They have to grease the molds to make sure that the pieces pop out. So make sure that when you go to paint these, you take a stiff bristle brush or like an old toothbrush and some degreasing, dishwashing liquid like some palm or whatever to it to get that off the nooks and crannies. Let it air dry, and then you'll be good to go. And you probably shouldn't have any problems laying down a base coat. But that's it. Last but not least is going to be the War Games expansion, and we'll go from there. Bye.